Seminole County, Florida, November 11th, 2022 at Coastline Park around 11:20 p.m. A Sanford police officer was patrolling the area. The officer would see a car parked in the parking lot, go over and check it out to see the car still running. There would be a young woman dead in the driver's seat with a gunshot to her head. Later, she would be identified as 18-year-old Kaylin Fiengo. All the police would release at the beginning of the investigation is Kaylin had went to the park to meet someone they knew. Kaylin was a young mother of a 1-year-old son, and she was also pregnant. Investigators would also release Kaylin was pregnant. In the car, there was an ultrasound picture found. There was no suspects released to the public at that time. The father of Kaylin, Ricky Fiengo, said in quotes, "I'm basically in a black tunnel, just sitting here," end quotes. Kaylin was described as a happy young woman that loved her family and her son. She loved to joke around and be as happy as she could be. August 29th, 2023, 21-year-old Donovan faison would be arrested for the murder of his girlfriend, 18-year-old Kaylin Fiengo. Why did Donovan murder his girlfriend and their unborn baby boy? In text messages, Kaylin would get into an argument with Donovan over her being pregnant with his kid. She would send him a picture of 2 pregnancy tests that were positive. Kaylin wanted to keep the baby. Donovan did not. Also, Donovan was in another relationship, living with another woman, and she suspected him of cheating. After finding out Kaylin was pregnant, he told her to get an abortion, but Kaylin refused. Donovan texted a friend in quotes, "On my brother's grave, I'm gonna crop her out," end quotes. Donovan faison would lure Kaylin to Coastline Park. He would shoot Kaylin in the head. A few years later, 23-year-old Donovan faison would take the case to trial. On October 30th, 2025, jury would find Donovan guilty. This was a death penalty case. Pretty much every other state, the jury has to be unanimous in voting for the death penalty. In Florida, though, the jury just needs a minimum of 8 votes to recommend the death. In Donovan faison's case, jury voted 11-1. On December 5th, 2025, judge in Seminole County, Florida, would agree with the jury and sentence him to death. Charges were first-degree murder of unborn child, and burglary. He got death penalty for both the first-degree murders and life in prison for the burglary. 3 days after being handed the death sentence, on December 8th, 2025, Donovan faison, 23 years old, was put on death row, located at Union Correctional Institution. Donovan will spend the rest of his life not knowing when the governor of Florida will sign his death warrant. This could be decades away because of the appeal processes and legal work that has to be done, and that's what draws it all out. He will be in a cell by himself. The cell dimensions are 6 by 9 by 9.5 feet high. He'll be served 3 meals a day plus commissary. He could buy a 13-inch screen TV, but he has no AC in his cell. He'll get showers every other day. Now, inmates can purchase tablets. Donovan sits on death row, 251 other men. There's one woman that is located at Lowell Correctional Facility on the woman's side of death row, Tina Brown. At the moment, Donovan is 23. He is the youngest man on Florida's death row. Michael Bargo used to be the youngest man until now.